Now that we're a few weeks into the NFL season, it's time we started thinking about some predictions that might finally come true. Everyone has questions like, what's up with the Patriots and their QB? Or how's the season going to play out for the Bears? Can an old-time player's return save the Cardinals? In this video, we're going to talk about some early truths from the 2022 NFL season. First off, Josh Allen's way better than Patrick Mahomes. Now, Mahomes isn't bad. After all, he's done more than any other QB in his first 4 years. The AFC Championship game could have been called the Patrick Mahomes Invitational, but it's good they didn't because there's a new expert in town. Allen was the favorite to win MVP when the season started. Since then, he's only helped the cause. His latest feat of MVP strength was storming Arrowhead Stadium, where he beat Mahomes. Then he gave the Bills a big boost in the race for the coveted #1 seed and home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Buffalo was behind 20-17 in enemy territory with just under 6 minutes left. Then Allen led the Bills on a 12-play, 76-yard scoring drive. He dodged a defender to get a first down and then threw a laser to Dawson Knox for the go-ahead touchdown. Mahomes' response? The Chiefs are now 4-2 after a game-ending interception on the second play of their next possession. The best quarterback in the NFL's Josh Allen. The facts back it up, and it looks like Allen could lead the Bills to their first Super Bowl in almost 30 years. Up next, the Giants and the Jets are doing pretty good. The Bills aren't the only New York team on a roll. The Giants bagged 5-1 with straight-in-a-row wins against the Packers and Ravens. That's mainly thanks to their new general manager and coach. As a team, they're currently at their best. If you look at the remaining games, they're against the 2-4 Jaguars, the 1-3-1 Texans, the 1-4 Lions, and the 2-4 Commanders twice. The G-Men should win 10 games for the first time since 2016, when they had 3 different head coaches. The Jets are also in a pretty good space. They're at 4-2 and have won 3 straight games. So yeah, we were way off in early fall predictions. It's all thanks to the team's general manager because his draft picks have been perfect over the last 2 years. If we look at each player, Sauce Gardner's a great cornerback, while Elijah Vera Tucker's a fantastic player on the offensive line. And of course, the head coach, Robert Saleh, has done a great job putting it all together. He was wise to keep those September receipts. Followed by, the Packers aren't doing so well. Look at how the Jets beat them with a 27-10 score. And with the way the Packers offense is playing, they don't stand a chance. Their MVP player, Aaron Rodgers, hasn't played at all this season, so that's probably why they aren't at their best. That's not the only problem though. Their offensive is incredibly weak. David Bakhtiari's still getting back into the swing of things after missing almost the 2021 season with a torn ACL. And Elgton Jenkins doesn't look like himself after tearing his ACL. The receivers haven't been excellent, which makes sense since they aren't excellent. The play calling's been crazy, and running backs Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon haven't been used nearly enough. Even though the defense has been better than the offense, it's still a letdown. In points allowed, it ranks in the middle of the pack. Moving on to the QB controversy in the Patriots. If you are Bill Belichick, Bailey Zappi probably makes you happy. 2 races, 2 victories. Not only that, but he did well in his first regular season game too. Overall, the 4th-round rookie has completed 72.9% of his passes and thrown 4 touchdowns and interceptions. That's not all though. He also has a passing rating of 111.4. The Patriots beat Myles Garrett and his team 38-15 in Cleveland. This was an impressive win. The young QB threw for 309 yards, no touchdowns, and no interceptions, as the Patriots got back to 3-3 on the season. Sure, some people might want Mac Jones back, but we can't deny that the team's offense has looked better since Zappe came along. Of course, if Jones comes back, then Zappe will probably have to go. Bummer. Next, it's over for the Rams. The team that just won the Super Bowl can't even make the playoffs right now. Sure, they beat Carolina to end a 2-game losing streak and get back to even, but it wasn't anything special. At halftime, the Rams were behind the Panthers, and they didn't pull away until the middle of the fourth quarter. Sean McVay doesn't want RB Cam Akers anymore. The already hurt, injured offense line just got hurt again. Matthew Stafford's had an awful start to the 2022 season, but has the most picks in the league with 8. The Rams are 3-3, and it doesn't look like they'll win anything either. With the trade deadline coming up, the Rams should start looking for backup offensive linemen who can start meaningful snaps in case their current group keeps getting hurt. If that unit doesn't improve, this team won't make the playoffs in 2022. Not to mention, there might be some hope for the Falcons. On the sidelines, Arthur Smith's a total stud. He works hard and knows a lot. If we look at the Falcons roster before this season, the fact that they're tied with the Buccaneers at the top of the NFC South at 3-3 is pretty strange. But Smith ensured his team was ready to win every week by combining excellent planning with a strong style and clutch play. The Falcons should have beaten the Saints in Week 1 and could have lost to the Bucs in Week 5, only if Grady Jarrett hadn't been called for roughing the passer. We know that San Francisco has some injuries, but if the Falcons can beat the 49ers by 2 touchdowns, they can beat anyone in the NFC. Atlanta's in the playoff race for sure. Art, take a bow. Let's learn more about how Tom Brady might be a problem. Brady's starting to become a problem. He's the greatest of all time, no doubt about it, but his 45th season with the 3-3 Buccaneers isn't going as planned. Forget the ratio of 8 TDs to 1 INT. If you watch the games, you can see that TB12 hasn't played that well. It would be a lie to say anything else. After a 40-day break in the spring and an 11-day break from training camp, maybe we should have seen this coming. In 2021, the offense was second in both points and yards, but now it's 20th in points and 22nd in yards. After Robert Kraft's wedding on Friday night, Bill Belichick turned down the invitation so he could focus on getting ready for the game. Instead, Brady went to Pittsburgh alone and lost to Kenny Pickett and Mitchell Trubisky. Yikes. Brady's finally starting to slow down. Maybe old man time's putting the greatest of all time out to pasture. That still sounds strange, but if you watch the games, you can see the hard truth. Coming up, Cooper Rush can't play big. The 26-17 loss at Philadelphia on Sunday night should end any talk of a quarterback controversy in Dallas. Rush didn't turn the ball over in his first 5 games of the season, but in the second quarter, he threw 2 bad interceptions that gave the Eagles a 20-0 lead. Then in the fourth quarter, he threw another one that extended the game. And yet, we're still missing QB Dak Prescott. He'll give the Cowboys a chance to beat Philadelphia in the future. The Eagles are the best and most complete team in the NFC, with a 6-0. Rush should get a lot of credit for saving the Cowboys season. But you need a next-level quarterback to win a next-level game. That's Dak, whenever he's healthy enough to play again, because Rush can't be counted on in big situations. Also, for the 4th time in their last 6 games, the Cowboys let their opponents run for more than 120 yards. If the defense has a weak spot, it's in stopping people from running. They don't have a lot of weight up front, so they choose to move quickly. Finally, DeAndre Hopkins probably won't save the Cardinals. Cliff Kingsbury's supposed to be an expert on offense, and Kyler Murray just got paid a lot of money by the Cardinals. But these two couldn't do anything against Seattle's weak defense, which gave gave the Seahawks a 19-9 win. Soon, Hopkins will play his first game of the 2022 season against New Orleans. He missed the first 6 weeks of the season because he was suspended. He's an outstanding player. Nobody questions that, but Arizona's offensive problems go way deeper than what the return of a shiny WR toy can fix. Even more so when you consider that the Cards might have just lost their best new wide receiver, Hollywood Brown, for a long time. And no, we don't think trading for Robbie Anderson will improve everything. Since the Cardinals are alone in last place in the NFC West with a 2-4 record, the Kyler contract and the Cliff extension must feel like a burden. And these are hard facts we have to deal with. And on that note, that's a wrap for this video. Which prediction do you think is the most likely to come true? Do you think any prediction could be wrong? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.